record. So let's go ahead and get the party started here. How's everybody doing?
Good.
How's everybody doing?
You got work.
Good.
Phenomenal.
Awesome. Where'd LC and Morgan go? And Bisco? Y'all aren't on video. There you go. Y'all came back. There you go. Y'all came back. Well, very
Right.
good. Very good. So I was talking to Earl the other day, and I know here locally we had an incredible STS, and everybody's excited. Earl, how many new people did you have there? Tell everybody how many new people you had.
5.
How many?
5.
And how excited? Wow, 5. And how excited were you during the STS?
I was giddy like a kid.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
I watched. I'm always excited and then seeing the excitement on their faces, and so it's definitely amazing. Because I had one guy.
Hold on, we can't hear you, baby.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, come closer.
I'm sorry about that.
That's
No,
fine.
and I was just saying, it just feels good to see the excitement on everybody's faces. And I remember when you first signed me up, and how excited you were in general. I was like, man, you've been in this company for 30 years, and you're excited like you just signed up. And you told me that you were excited always about the possibility, always excited about the possibility, and that's how I feel. Seeing people there, because I know about the possibility of what can happen and what's going to happen for them. So it's not definitely about me; it's about what's going to happen for them.
No question. No question about it. No question about it. So yeah, I kind of wanted you to share that with them because we were chatting the other day, and it's always the same. I mean, and I know a lot of you guys already know this. You'll hear it from the stage and stuff like that. But the most excited people in the room are always going to be the people that have people in the room with them.
Yeah.
And especially new people. I mean, there's a difference in having people in the room with you that are that have been around for a while versus having fresh blood in the room that have never experienced it and never seen it and never heard it. And it's new, because this is what Earl was just talking about. It's like what Jim Rohn says, the possibilities of the future is an awesome horse. So these new people, having that possibility, seeing that possibility, learning a lot of the philosophy that of course us that have been around for a while, we know it. But when we see the new people getting it and hearing that philosophy, certainly it jacks us up that much more, validates it that much more, etc. So I guess starting your notes out for those of you that are taking notes, which is all of you, right? The first thing is going to events. Your goal is to always have new people with you. Keep this in mind. And this goes for customers. This goes for distributors. New solves all. New solves all. New solves all. If you ever, because hey, let me ask y'all this. Let's play let's kind of like look into the future for a minute. Are y'all good at looking into the future? Raise your hand. Who's good at looking into the future? Okay, we're going to teach you how to not teach you, we're going to talk about looking into the future for a minute. So let's talk about the next 10 years for a minute. Okay, next 10 years. Example, I ain't going to ask the women. I ain't even going to get myself in trouble. But Alcy, how old are you going to be in 10 years?
37.
Oh, there you go, 37. And you go, and you know what? By the way, let me share some great news with you. You're still going to be a young man.
There it is.
I will tell you this. You will probably look younger at 37 than you do right now.
Righteous.
It's crazy. I tell you what, after Bob was using the products for 10 years, he looked younger than when I signed him up.
Right.
He signed up and he was like, I think 39 years old. By the time he turned 50, he looked younger than he was when he signed up.
Nice. I'm looking forward.
And I remember when I signed him up, I was like 34 and I thought he was an old man. I was like, damn, 39. I was thinking, it's all about perspective, right? 5 years older than me. I'm like, he's kind of old, whatever. But so anyway, so that's the good news. At 37, you're going to be a young man. You're still going to look like a young man. And a little birdie told me, a little birdie by the name of E.T. has a birthday this month on December 22nd. December
What?
22, the big
Yeah.
2, and he's going to be the big 4-0 on the big 2-2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Party going down Friday. Dance floor.
That's nice.
Going down Friday.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Going down.
So, Earl, in 10 years, how old you going to be on December 22nd?
Oh, 5-0.
5-0.
Oh, yeah.
5-0. Now you're going to join my club. You're going
Well,
to be part of my
thanks
club.
to you, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks to you. Thanks to you, I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly. And how about you, Sam? What are you going to be in 10 years?
65.
65.
Mm.
What do y'all think? Y'all think he's still going to be looking as good as he looks now at 65? If you were placing your
Oh,
bets?
definitely.
If you were placing your bets?
Definitely.
Oh, how much swag he going to be wearing in 10 years?
I'm gonna be Drake.
Yeah, more nutrition in him. He'll be
Exactly.
making more money.
You're gonna have
You know
10
what I mean?
years
I
of
trust you.
protection. And by the way, think about this for a minute. They're going to have so many products that they don't even have right now that we can
Ooh.
be chewing on and eating on and living on and getting excited
Ooh-wee.
about and getting other people on. I mean, think about that for a minute. So I'm not even going to get myself in trouble by asking the ladies how old you're going to be in 10 years and all that stuff. But I just want you to think about the next 10 years, right? How old are you going to be in the next 10 years? Now, here's the next question. I like asking softball questions to my leaders. Are y'all going to be at Herbalife in 10 years?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yep.
Good answer. Good answer. That's the type of response that I want, right? So check this out. So we're going to be in the business 10 years from now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sure.
So let's think about this for a minute, okay? If new solves all, and it does, okay, do you think in the next 10 years, let's think about this for a minute as serious business people, do you think in the next 10 years that something's going to happen in your life that's going to get you sideways? That's going,
Yeah.
you understand what
Many
I mean by
times.
that, right?
Many
Yeah.
times.
Y'all all understand what I mean by that. Something
Yeah.
will happen in life, in business, in life, some drama over here, some stuff over there with the family, some whatever happens over here that was unexpected, whatever. You know what I mean? That's going to get you sideways. That's going to mess you up mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever. Who knows? A lot can happen in 10 years, right? So if you know that things like that are going to happen, the key, and by the way, are you ever going to get like, oh man, I don't know if I can go another day. I don't know if I can go another week. You start questioning, right? You think that might happen once. I mean, as bulletproof as you are right now, we're all human beings, right? Are you ever going to go through that in your own head? You might not let anybody else know. You might not let your distributors know, or your upline, your downline, but in your head, you might have a, whatever moment. So guess what? What's the solution to all of it? Number one, here's a couple solutions. Knowing that you're going to be in for life is it'll get you through those moments. And I say moments because it could mean you might have an afternoon that's a moment. You might have a full day that's a moment. You might have 2 days that's a moment that you're like, whoo, because it's like something so got you off track from your business. You might have a full week that you start questioning yourself, your future, whatever, right? But the thing that solves everything, two things that solve everything, is knowing that you'll be in for life, because that'll give you a sense of solace. You understand? Like you're in for life. Once you make a decision that you're in for life, you understand? A decision.
Yeah.
You're in for life. And you're not a quitter, because quitters never win and winners never quit. Correct? So once you live by that philosophy, then number one, that makes it easier to go about, the daily grind, what they say, the daily grind, or the monthly deal, the quarterly deal, 90-day plans, yearly plans, working event to event, building your business, building your business, building your business, doing the stuff that it takes to build your business, etc. Right? That's number one, knowing that you'll be in for life. It'll give you a sense of peace. Okay? Because they didn't build Rome in a day. So this is not like, you're not like on a time frame. Like if you're not making 10 grand a month in 6 months, then, you know what I mean? There's not an ultimatum there. Okay? What is, he's, I don't have my place. Just read a quote from Tony Robbins. People overestimate what they can do in a year. Gotcha. Was that from Earl?
Yeah, that's from Earl.
Okay. I didn't have my glasses on. Yeah. You know, so, and we talked about that, by the way. I don't want to get off track, but we talked about realistic expectations last week and the week before when you're setting goals. Okay. Of course, set goals and then stretch yourself. Don't set goals that are so freaking easy. I mean, I didn't go into the gym tonight and do, you know, a quarter of the stack, half the stack. I started out with that to warm up with it, to get my elbows warmed up, because my elbows have been around the block for a while. So I got to get them warmed up. But I did the whole damn stack. I ain't playing around when I go to the gym. I go to get results. But it's the same with goals. You got to set your goals high and get to, and work that muscle, you know, to get there, right? Set them high, but don't set them so high that it's just freaking ridiculous. Like, don't say, I'm going to do 100,000 documented volume between now and December 30th. And then, right? And post that on NCL and then go watch a movie. That's like unrealistic. You know what I mean? The number one, your commitment doesn't match the expectation or the goal or whatever else. So, of course, set realistic goals, but also stretch them. Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. Because, you know, because nothing is impossible. Okay? If it means enough and it's important enough to you. So two things that'll always keep you, getting back to the thing, two things that'll always keep you grounded, you know, and centered on what the real issues are on building this business. Okay? One of them, you're going to be in for life. The second one is new solves all. Activity and production solves all problems. Activity and production solves all problems. Activity and production solves all problems. Because you know why I'm repeating that, right? Repetition is the mother of all learning. Repetition is the mother of all skill. Activity and production solves all problems. If you ever got a money-making problem in Herbalife, guess what? Activity and production solves all problems. Activity and production certainly solves money-making problems, doesn't it? Okay? If you ever find your excitement isn't what it was 2 weeks ago or whatever, right? Then guess what? Activity and production solves your excitement problems. You understand? And when I say excitement, I also mean enthusiasm, right? I also mean what's in your heart, what's in your stomach. I mean, I just got from the gym. I was like a whirlwind up in there. I was talking to everybody about Herbalife, drinking my stuff and, you know, representing and whatever. One of my distributors was up in there. I was working out with another one of my buddies, Will, who's getting on the products. He's already had the samples, loves the stuff. And I was spotlighting my other distributor in there, you know, and other people seeing me working out with the Herbalife brand. And then the people that work there, they're down there, got a table set up, sampling their stuff. And then they're coming up to me, you know, being all friendly to me. You know because they're on my Instagram feed, so they know what I'm representing. You understand? So, I mean, I'm planting the seeds. I'm excited. When I'm at the gym or when I talk to anybody about Herbalife, I'm the same as when Earl told me that I met him. I'm a excited little kid at Christmas talking about Herbalife. And right before I went to the gym, now, I'm not this used to that. I'm more used to like talking to people, talking, but I'm like doing the private message, the direct message stuff with my new customer in, where does she live, Monica? Oh, Weatherford, Texas. Is that it? Weatherford? No, Longview. She lives in Longview, Texas. And she came off my Instagram feed that I posted the other night on Sunday night. Me and Monica sitting there watching a movie late Sunday night,
Mhm.
and I'm sitting there telling her what to order, right? And anyway, she got her order today. I checked in with her. I said, you should be getting your order today. And anyway, long story short, through a long conversation that I had with her, giving her recommendations and whatever, then she starts to open up to me about her other health problems that she has. And she said she got food poisoning out in Las Vegas and then ended up eating her stomach lining. And ever since then, she's had IBS, and she's got severe, like 80% of the time she's bloated. And she's got these stomach IBS problems and whatever. And she was asking me, do you have anything for that? Do you have anything for that? Really? And I mean, I went immediately on Instagram and I typed in Jill Addy. Boom. Mark and Jill Addy. Their picture showed up. Went down there, screenshot, boom. Sent her Jill Addy, told her Jill Addy's story.
Yeah.
Spent $10,000 out of pocket. Doctor. All the doctors came to the same conclusion. You're going to have to live with it. Jill Addy used to have a meal and she'd be on the couch doubled over in pain from IBS. Gets on Herbalife. Guess what? Y'all know the story.
Yep.
It goes away. It goes away. Guess whose organization Garen Jones is in? Guess whose organization Style Bell is in? You know.
You know.
You know.
Yeah.
Guess whose organization Khalil Blakey is in? You know. Oh, because of her IBS going away. So anyway, I told this girl that on my way to the gym, and then told her about the aloe. And then I'm making my drinks and stuff like that for the gym. And I got out the big jug of aloe, took a picture of it, took a picture of the probiotics, boom, send it over. I mean, this technology is fantastic. How you can just, here, let me take a picture. Even though I've got other pictures, but I just took a new picture. I didn't want to search for the pictures I already got. Here's a new picture, boom, send it over to her. This is the aloe. You don't even need to go on my website and search for it. Here it is, right on your direct message. You need to get the aloe. Then I pitched her on the becoming a preferred member. She's already taken other shakes from another company, and she's already taken probiotics from another company, from the health food store. So I was telling her about one-stop shopping, baby. One-stop shopping. This is one-stop shopping. And I said everything I'm gonna tell you. I said right up front, everything I'm gonna tell you right now that I'm already biased. I think our stuff is the best because I've been using it since 1985. Okay, that's the girl that never heard of Herbalife. Her husband's a medical doctor. Okay, anyway, long story short, this is what I got going on before I go to the gym. That's my headspace of working with that. And now she's like wanting to order the aloe and the probiotics. And then I told her about the preferred member. I already told her about that the other day too. And I said, hey, just a reminder, whenever you order again, you probably want to go ahead and get set up with the preferred member so you can save 20 to 40% on the products. Because she was asking how much weight. She needs to lose like 15 hard to lose pounds, right? She works out in the gym and whatnot. And she's Monica size, but she's 140. She's like a brick house, right? And just like her body type. But what was I going to say? Oh, but she's like taking these other shakes and all this. She was asking, how long is it going to take me to lose weight, to lose the 15 pounds? And I said, well, normally when a person is on the Total Control, T-cellulose shakes, and aloe, Herbalife, all Herbalife, not mixing and matching other brands, then this is what you can expect. I told her that expectation. I said, but I really can't tell you the truth on the shakes that you're taking because she already sent them over, and the shakes are like 40-something grams of protein shake. I'm like, really? That's a lot, And then, so I said, mixing and matching different brands. I said, basically, Herbalife is one-stop shopping. It'd be a good idea if you, think about, using one brand that you love and stuff like that. So anyway, I had that conversation before I went to the gym. So the point is, it puts you guys all know this. When you're talking Herbalife and you're getting people on the products, and when you're having possibilities of distributors signing up, possibilities of customers signing up, possibilities of customers reordering, possibilities of customers, their IBS and their other health problems going away, not just the weight loss, right? The inches and the pounds and the feeling great, but also serious health problems that end up going away with these people out there. That type of stuff keeps you in the zone and keeps you jacked up. So that way, when you end up running into the next person, you already got the vibration going. You guys understand what I'm talking about, don't you? All of y'all know what I'm talking about. Preach to the choir right here. Preach to the choir.
Yeah.
So the point is that's always your base. That's always your base. Okay? To stay excited, to stay motivated, to stay enthusiastic, right? Is to have action, activity and production. Retailing the product, possibilities of new distributors signing up, not just possibilities, but new distributors signing up, right? New distributors signing up, not just possibilities, but also new distributors that sign up, sign on the dotted line. Boom, got another one. Boom, let's go, right? Let's get you herbalized now. Let's get you herbalized now. Let's get that stuff flowing through your veins now. Let's get you looking like we look. You understand? Let's get you looking like we look. When you post on social media, do you look like we look, or are you undercover? Understand? Ain't none of us undercover, are we? We ain't undercover. Everybody knows who we are. Everybody knows who we are on social media or in person. It's going to be like that for the next 10 years. And then after that, we can reevaluate. It's going to be another 10 years after that? I would assume so. You know? It's going to never end. Okay? We probably have some new cool hats by then, though, right? Come up with something new by then. Okay? So y'all just keep that in mind. Y'all keep that in mind. So with that said, I mean, those are the basics. That's the simple stuff. But that's the stuff that's going to keep you building. That's the stuff that's going to keep you on track. Activity and production solves all. New solves all. New solves all. New solves all. Guess what? Y'all want to know what Mark Hughes told us? Who wants to know what Mark Hughes told us? Here's what he told us. He said, don't ever get caught up and don't even worry about people that aren't going your way. Work with the ones who are. Okay? So who does that pertain to? Think about that for a minute. Who does that pertain to? That pertains to both sides, customers and distributors. Okay? Customers and distributors. And by the way, preferred members are like wholesale customers. That's kind of in the customer category. Preferred members aren't distributors. They don't distribute. Okay? And then also potential customers and distributors. If they're going your way, guess what? Invest your time and energy. Because everything that you do with them is an investment of time and energy. Yes or no? If you talk to them for 10 minutes, have you just invested time and energy in that person? Yes. Okay. So start, when I don't mean start, because I know y'all already do this, but just have the mindset of every time that you talk to your new distributor, your potential distributor, your preferred member, your potential preferred member, your customer, your potential customer, every time you invest 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes or an hour with them, it doesn't matter. It's an investment in them. And it's like effort for effort. If they're going your way, keep investing, keep investing, keep investing, keep investing your time and energy. Okay? If you've invested your time and energy and they don't make a move, does that mean give up the first time? No, it doesn't mean give up the first time. Don't prejudge. Mark Hughes taught us that. Don't ever prejudge anybody. And y'all know, y'all are good at this stuff. Y'all all read the books. You all understand the mindset. You never know what's going on in somebody else's life. So you can't prejudge them too quick and count them out, right? I mean, Enrique Carrillo's sister, Bernadette, she was in Herbalife and then quit and then came back. So you can't hate on them and prejudge what might be going on in their life. So that's where you got to find out what is going on in their life so you can figure out how you can be a great coach. Does that make sense? It's like, did y'all ever see the, I don't know if y'all are old enough for this movie. It was Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr., Jerry Maguire. Y'all ever see that movie, Jerry Maguire? Anybody? I know Monica did. Sam, did you? You didn't see Jerry Maguire? The Cuba Gooding, I think Cuba got an Oscar for that movie, didn't he? Did he, Monica? Did he, Earl? You saw the movie, right, Earl? Cuba was like a football star, and Tom Cruise was like the agent. He was like one of them big agents that managed all the people and whatever. And Cuba was like one of those, what would you call him, Earl? He was like unteachable. Let me put it that way. He was like unmanageable. He was uncoachable. He's like one of them new football stars that was just freaking out of control.
Show me the money.
Money and fame and all this other stuff. Exactly. I think somebody said something. Okay. But money, fame, everything. But he was definitely uncoachable. He would not listen to advice that Tom Cruise was giving him about his career. And there was a scene where he was in the locker room, and Tom was just like pulling his freaking hair out, trying to make these multi-million-dollar deals and everything else. And Cuba is like talking to an adolescent, like, right? And Cuba just wasn't listening. And Tom Cruise character starts yelling at him, and he was saying, "Help me, help you." Oh, look at Earl. You remember? And that always stuck with me. Help me, help you. You guys see that?
You should have added Jesus to it.
Jesus. He probably did. He probably did. But I remember it was an intense scene. But that stuck with me forever. So that's kind of how it is with us working with our distributors at whatever level our distributors are at, right? Because our distributors, I don't know if y'all have ever been in leadership development weekends where they teach the phases that distributors go through, right? Some of y'all might know this, but this is relevant for anybody that might be on here or listening later, okay? Because I know a lot of people listen to these later as well because they can't be on live with us. But distributors, we're all dealing with human beings, right? Anybody signed up a robot lately? Me neither. All human beings. All different personalities, all different walks of life. Some of them come to the table fresh as a daisy. Others come to the table with all sorts of baggage that they didn't tell you about. They didn't tell you about it, but it starts unfolding as you go, and you start seeing some habits and some their nature and whatever else, right? Oh, anyway. So the long and the short of it is this. You get a brand new distributor, and a brand new distributor in your business is like a baby. Like a baby. Who's ever had a baby or been around babies? All of us. We've either had them or been around them. Okay? And babies are dependent upon who? Are babies independent? Y'all come unmuted. I'm tired of hearing myself. Somebody give me some interaction. I just interact with 2 or 3 of you just for my sanity. Sam, Earl, Alcy, whoever. Okay?
I just said no.
No, that's fine. Stay unmuted as long as there's not any background noise or interference on the cell phone.
Yeah,
So are babies independent?
No.
No, babies aren't independent. So who do babies rely on?
Parent.
Parent, whoever's in charge. Parent, babysitter, whatever. Usually the parents, if they're an infant, right? You don't let them out of your sight because they're so dependent. They're dependent, right? So when you sign up a Herbalife independent distributor, and let's say it's their first week, are they independent?
Mm-hmm.
Legally,
No.
legally they are, because that's what they signed. That's their Herbalife independent distributor. But reality, H to the no. They ain't.
Hell no.
Yeah, thank you. Say what I wanted to say, Sam.
Hell no.
Exactly. The last thing they are is independent because they haven't had a sufficient amount to get this down. To see if this sounds familiar, Earl. Everybody write it down. They have not had an exposure yet to training, knowledge, education, support, and being involved and plugged into the system because they're brand new. Training, knowledge, education, support, and system. They're a baby. They're not, right? So it's almost like a baby that you gotta, whatever, nurture and feed and give them the bottle, so they, get their nutrition and whatever. You can throw out a bunch of analogies with a baby, but the bottom line is a new distributor is like a baby. But your job as a coach, let me ask you this. Anybody ever had a baby and then the baby poops in their diapers at the dinner table? That bad analogy.
Yeah.
Look at Earl's face. You don't really want to remember that, do you? That's not. You're like, really? That's not good timing. Not good timing. Couldn't you wait? No, baby can't wait. Baby don't have control. You know what I mean? Baby ain't got that type of discipline yet. Baby got a diaper on. Baby goes when it goes. You know what I mean? All right?
Yeah.
But check it out. Check it out. When a baby does that and it's not good timing for you, what do? You're like, oh, man. You're like, all right, suck it up. You're the parent. Let me go take care.
Yeah.
Let me go take care of the baby because the baby don't know no better. Correct?
Correct.
So that's kind of the analogy of a new distributor. New distributors don't know no better for the first, who knows how long. How long does a baby not know any better? I don't know. Some babies, it depends. Some babies, their DNA is maybe different than the next baby's DNA in terms of how quick they catch on. You know what I mean? But generally speaking, how long does a baby take to start figuring things out?
2 months.
Yeah, a long time.
The longer it takes, yeah.
Anywhere
Long time,
from
brother.
a long time. You know what I mean? To figure it out. Maybe until they graduate college. Who knows? And still
They're still figuring it out.
Then they got to go to some seminars and really figure out all the things they didn't know that they didn't teach in school. They got to go see Anthony Robbins or come to an Herbalife thing and go, oh, they didn't teach me none of that stuff. I wish I would have known that. So
Right.
what happens with so distributors go through phases. You go through baby phase, brand new. I don't know how long that's gonna last. It kind of depends on the individual, how long it takes them to get through that. And then you kind of go through the adolescent phase, grow up, you go through middle school, high school, go through adolescent phase, whatever that is, middle school. And then that's how many of y'all thought you knew everything when you were kind of going through the adolescent phase? Yeah, I know. When I was 8 years old, I thought I'm independent. I got this thing figured out. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. Because we're fearless, kind of at that point. We don't know the consequences yet. And then you get to teenager phase. Teenager phase is worse than adolescent phase. Teenager really knows it all and starts getting big enough to talk back and defend himself or herself, whatever. Sometimes you can go off the rails with teenagers, but teenagers get to the uncoachable phase. They're not teachable. They know it all. They got it all figured out. They got all the answers. And no matter how many times you sit down with them and try to have a great conversation to make things make sense to them, they might say yes, 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 but on the inside, they're going to do whatever the heck they want to do anyway, aren't they? Teenager phase.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then if you can get past that uncomfortable teenager stage and get into adulthood, get into maturity, right, into that phase, that's when they start coming back around and apologizing for being such a D-bag for the last 10 years. You guys got it?
Got it.
Got it?
Got it.
I know that happened to me. When I was in my 20s, I was like, oh, man. I started apologizing to my parents for the things I did when I was 12. I'm so sorry. For real. I really had empathy for my parents for putting up with me.
Morgan.
You guys all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You guys all know what I'm talking about. I'm preaching to the choir. All of y'all are guilty as sin. All of you. Look at you.
Everyone.
Every one of you. Exactly.
Every one of you.
I bet you Sam can tell me some stories too.
Oh man. We all go through.
Yeah, go
We all
ahead.
go through those stages, man. It's just like forming a team, just like getting together. You go through 4 stages when you're forming it. You start to form your team. You start to start talking about things and trying to put it all together. Then you start to normalize. And then after the normalizing stage, you start really, 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 really performing. So it's all relative. It's just the 4 stages, man. 4 stages of growth.
Exactly.
You start forming your team. You start storming together as a team, trying to figure things out. Then you start to, start normalizing, and then you just, boom, you start performing. So it's all relative.
Exactly. Well said. Well said.
That's my piece on it.
So as coaches, we have to understand our role and how important we are. How important is a parent to a child?
Ooh, very important.
Pretty important. Or no matter what your child does, are you always going to be there for your child, for them to fall back on?
Well, maybe not. I don't know about all that.
That's just your child.
I don't know about all that.
See, he's playing all tough now. He's playing all tough just because she's on. If you weren't on right now, he'd be going, well, of course. He just don't want you to know because he don't want to talk later. You know what I mean?
That's that machoism in me, man.
You're mature, But you guys get what I'm saying, right? You're gonna be people.
Yes, sir.
So the bottom line is that's how it is with distributors. That's how it is with distributors, right? But also, guess what? There's some things that you can do as a coach that make the process go a little bit smoother. Because most of the people, because everything that we just talked about was an analogy, analogous to a baby, to an adolescent, to a teenager, to a mature adult. Okay. The good news is when somebody becomes a distributor, they're not a little 6-month-old in diapers, like physically. So you don't have to go through a long 20-year process. You sign up a 30-year-old person, hopefully that person's already somewhat mature in life. But mentally, they're going to be going through a baby phase in terms of Herbalife business. You guys got me? So you as a coach, if you understand that they're going to go through phases, and you understand that they're a baby and they need your guidance, and they also need your understanding, but they also need your leadership. They also need your counsel. They also need your advice. They also need to be told no, that's not okay. They also need to be recognized for achievement, for a job well done. I mean, doesn't a child love it when the parent, gives them, or, on the baseball team or whatever, they get the blue ribbon or the whatever for recognition,
Positive reinforcement.
Positive. Yeah, thank you. That's the word. So everybody needs the positive reinforcement, especially when earned. When earned. Exactly. Okay. And sometimes even when it ain't earned. I mean, even if you have a new distributor that starts drinking 2 shakes a day for a week because they need to lose 30 pounds, is that me breaking up or is that somebody else? Is that a cell phone? I didn't know if it was me breaking up. Can y'all hear me okay? Yes or no? You can? Okay, good. So check, there's different phases of that positive reinforcement, right? So if you got a new person that needs to lose 30 pounds, and new distributor, new preferred member, new customer, I don't care who it is, and for the first week, first 5 days, they drinking 2 shakes a day and doing their teas and doing their stuff just like you told them to do, and they did their measurements just like you told them to do, does that deserve a round of applause and some positive reinforcement? Hey, great job, pat on the back. Should you recognize them for that? Hell yeah, you should. You know what I mean? Hey, you're doing great, fantastic. They're going your way. So all the little things, get used to, and I know y'all probably already do this, but the small things make a big difference with your people. Not the big things, it's the small things. Giving them that love, giving them that appreciation, giving them that recognition. You know, even if they're drinking 2 shakes a day when they're not in the habit of doing it, and they did their 2 shakes and they did their 1 meal and they did their measurements, if they're doing the things that you recommend that they do, by golly, praise them. Praise them. Great job, great job, great job. And then always, then after you pat them on the back, great job, great job, great job, then you always reinforce what it's going to look like in the future. You paint the picture of the future. Oh my God, if you just keep this up for 3 more weeks, you're going to be the sexiest woman in the neighborhood. It's going to be so unbelievable. So you reinforce, and then you always paint the picture of what's going to happen in 3 or 4 or 5 weeks. Just keep going. Just keep going. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I mean, for real, think about it, your customers. When's the last time somebody told them, I'm so proud of you? You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, and y'all probably already know this. Most of the time, not all the time, but probably most of the time, 95% of the time, you're going to be the positive force in their life that's giving them recognition and praise, and I'm so proud of you. You're so unbelievable. Who else is telling them that? Come on. Ain't nobody else out there doing it. Just us Herbalife distributors. That's what our job is to make people feel great. You know what I mean? Not just great on the products, but great about themselves up here. Because people are hard on themselves, aren't they? Y'all are hard on yourself. Are y'all hard on yourself? Yeah, you are. You're your own worst critic. We all are. Hard on ourselves. You know what I mean? So guess what? It's great when somebody comes around and say, man, you did a great job. That was really a great job. Of course, be authentic with it. Okay? But you guys know what I'm saying. So when people go through those phases, that's number one. Number one, recognize that there are those phases. There are those phases. Every person that you sign up, and when I say sign up, I mean it could be a customer that's like on your client. They're a client. So I mean sign up, metaphorically. It could be a preferred member, or it could be a distributor that wants to do the business part-time or full-time. A distributor that wants to distribute, a distributor that wants to build, a distributor that wants to make money. You guys see the difference, right? Understand there's phases. Some will blow through those phases so fast. I mean, look how fast Style Bell got through those phases. Look how fast Garen Jones got through those phases. So you can get through those phases fast if you put in some extra time and some extra work. Does that make sense? Okay? But if you want to take the slow road, you do that too, because you are independent. Meaning you can make those own decisions. Okay? But the thing where they can help you help them, getting back to that, right? Wouldn't you like your people to help you help them? Here's how they can help you help them. You always got to y'all know this, you have to have leverage. If you don't have leverage, then how are you going to coach them? And you guys know what the leverage is. The leverage is what their wants and needs are, what's important to them. Why are they starting the business? Why do they want to do the business? What's driving them to do the business? Man, a person wants to make $5,000 a month and they're not on these calls. Well, we need to adjust something because you're missing these calls. Guess what? Woo! It's subtle. You're missing these calls. You're missing the information. You're missing these calls. You're missing the philosophy. How you going to go out there and be a lone ranger and do this on your own? Well, I got a news flash for you.
You're not.
Thank you. Sam said it, not me. You know what I mean? I never seen a lone ranger in this business. A new person that's a lone ranger that doesn't get plugged in. I never seen anyone in 30 years make it. It's just like a baby. You have a baby that's born and just, okay, go make your own breakfast. Baby's 2 months old. What? Ridiculous. You ain't independent yet. You got to go learn some stuff. You got to be plugged in. You have to have support. You have to have support. You know what I mean? So guess what? Wouldn't that be helpful to let your people know that? New distributors. Hey, by the way, guess what? They might have signed up 3 months ago. Wouldn't it be helpful to remind them of that? It's just because you told them 3 months ago, guess what? they might have been in the phase where they were going, They didn't hear a word you said. They heard about, two out of 10 words that came out of your mouth. So every once in a while, you got to go back and reestablish, the relationship, reestablish what's important to them for you, so you can be a good coach. That's how they help you help them. If you don't know what they want today versus 3 months ago, if 3 months ago they got excited about signing up in the business, but you hadn't seen them in STS, you never seen them on a conference call, and they don't return your phone calls or whatever, just hypothetically speaking, yeah, just a sec, Earl, then guess what? It's time for a conversation. So they can help you help them, so whether or not you need to keep them on the list of people that you're going to be best in time and energy with, for real. And you can actually, you could actually say it in those words, but nicer words, just let them know. Because you can't help them unless you know. Does that make sense? You got to know. You got to know what they want. And by the way, just because they told you, I want this and I want that and I'm excited about this and I want to make $5,000 a month and I want to make $3,000 a month and I want to do this and that. They told you that 2 months ago, but they've never been on a conference call. Really? You're not going to take an hour out of your schedule and get on a conference call? Oh, okay. That's fine. What's the excuse for that? Oh, you work? Oh, you work second shift? Oh, so legitimately you can't be on. Well, that's a good thing for you to know instead of bashing them, right? So they might have a legit excuse. I can't be on because I worked that night. Great. We record them. So you need to have the discipline to watch them by the next day. And then you can set up a system where you check in with them to answer any questions and see if anything stuck out of them that they learned, and then help them put a plan together, or help them, if you've already put a plan together, help them check in and bounce things back and forth and take the plan to the next level. So that kind of an accountability thing to make sure that you're almost silently testing them to see if they're following the plan, being plugged in anyway. Because how effective can you be as a coach if they're not plugged into this? And I'm using this as an example, by the way. This could be STS. This could be whatever you're doing with your group too, because this isn't the only thing that we do. Y'all do private things with your group. You do other group things with your local people. You do STSs. You do LDWs, whatever. If they're not plugged into this stuff, how well can you help them? Well, you're going to be so ineffective as a coach, and it's really not even your fault. Okay? But it is your fault if you don't kind of understand the inner workings of the things that are in your control. The things that are in your control are what? Being able to sometimes establish the leverage and reestablish. Hey, Sally, 2 months ago you told me this, and that. I just want to make sure, is that still why you want to do this business? Is that still important to you? Is that still something that motivates you? Is that still something that drives you? Right? And by the way, you have to have the demeanor where they feel comfortable enough opening up to you. That girl on the text today, she started telling me about her IBS and going to the bathroom and can't go to the bathroom and I'm bloated. And in the same sentence, she goes, I know this is probably TMI and you probably don't want to hear all this, but I just wanted to share this with you. And guess what my response was? Hey, I really appreciate you sharing that with me. I said that. I really appreciate you sharing that with me. Feeling comfortable enough to share that with me. You know what I mean? So of course you need to be the coach where they feel comfortable enough sharing it with you as well. Okay? But without that stuff, you can't help them grow. You can't say, do this, do that. Here's where you need to go. Here's where you need to go if they don't feel good with you. Does that make sense? Okay. Anyway, Earl, you were raising your hand. Go.
Yes. So, Renita, I mean, we had a great conversation about that because she's building a lot of interest when it comes to the business with a lot of people. And I was explaining to her, that you could tell people a lot of things, but you have to watch what they do, because a lot of people are going to give you a great speech. They're going to give you a great speech. They're going to say, I'm doing these things. I'm interested. I'm going to do this. But everything is a test. And the number one test that Bob Gray went through, I remember Glenn telling me the story about Bob Gray when he first started. They always did what's called a checklist. A checklist meaning, okay, Bob, are you on the products? Have you had your shake today? What kind of shake did you have today? So sometimes when you ask a certain question, because if they don't do that, then that person is not going to do the next thing, going to STS. They're not going to listen to a lot of other things. And that's how you're going to know that if you should continue to invest time into that. We could get money back, but time is more important than money, because you have a finite amount of time, right? Money, you can get that back. But when you have spending time with somebody, you have to make sure that when you're telling them something or having that conversation, but the leverage is so key about, hey, based on what thank you for sharing that with me. And I always let people know that. I know that's gold. If y'all heard Glenn say that, thank you for sharing that with me. I'll definitely write that down. You're going to use that a lot, because if somebody's telling you something, whether it's something they shouldn't, especially if it's something that they shouldn't do, you'd never want to make them feel bad about sharing that with you. You never want to make them feel bad about sharing that with you, because you always want to let them know that, hey, continue to share that with me because I'm here for you. That's how we can make the adjustments. And so based on what you said, you want to build this big company, you want to take over this particular area. All right, well, the number one thing you have to do, we can make a game plan over you want, but let's check number one. Have you ordered your products? Have you taken, what flavor shake, what tablets did you take today? Those kind of things. If they're not doing that, then like what Glenn just talked about, putting a plan together, you're going to have a challenging time trying to get to that next level, because they're not, just like he was like with Jerry Maguire trying to tell the football player, help me help you, because you're not doing the basics, right? You're not doing the basics, and that's going to show up. But that's how give them that assignment. And after that, you may have to move forward, until they show up and show that, hey, I am ready. I've taken it. I've lost 5 or 6 pounds, and I'm ready to go. That's all I wanted to share, but thank you so much for sharing that.
That's awesome. And what you were saying, I wrote it down, because if I don't write it down by the end of whenever I'll forget it. I don't know something I wanted to say. If y'all ain't 52 yet, you'll understand when you're 52. So write things down. That way you know what to say, whatever. So what Earl was talking about, guess what? When you're talking to your people, whether it's customers or your distributors and stuff like that, you got to be very tactful. You have to already assume that some of the things, when you say you need to do this and you need to do that, by the way, which is language that I wouldn't say, I would try to X that out of your vocabulary. You need to do this, you need to do that, right? And we'll come back to that in a minute. But be very tactful with what you say, almost approaching people like they have childhood mommy and daddy issues. You guys know what I mean by that, because we talked about that a few weeks ago. Like people carrying around this baggage when their parents were always telling them what to do, what not to do, right? And people carry that stuff with them, and sometimes not knowingly. You guys got me? It's just in their nature, like they're just not teachable, and they don't know why they're not teachable. But every time somebody tells them what to do or what not to do, you need to do this, you need to do that, don't do this, don't do that. Guess what buttons those are pushing? Woo! They're pushing buttons from 30 years ago when they were 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, getting in trouble all the time, having to go to the room, getting grounded, right? Or wrong?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you again, a lot of people that are resistant, they don't even know that. They don't even know why they're being resistant. But I know it because I've taken courses about this stuff. And I know a lot of people from their childhood, it forms who they are and how they respond to authority or respond to being told what to do, what not to do. being punished for doing something that they shouldn't have done, whatever. You guys got me? So a lot of people walking through life at the age of 30 and 40 and 50 with baggage from their childhood. Childhood could be anywhere from whatever a child is all the way up to teenagehood, all the way to adulthood. Some people walking around with that stuff wounded. And sometimes they don't even know why. What's causing them to be so unteachable and so rebellious and so difficult. You guys got me? They don't even know why. But I know why, because I've learned why from the experts.
Yeah.
And if you're in Herbalife long enough, it's like John Tartle says, it's like you got your PhD. Well, you already do because you're a professional Herbalife distributor. So you do have your PhD already. But it's like you become like Dr. Phil. You can size, and I don't mean size people up, but you can size up situations and personalities and body language and things like that just from dealing with so many people so many times. If you've got one person that falls into one category that's a little bit ornery, right, and you've dealt with about 20 of those in the last, 20 years, 10 years, whatever, okay, then when the next one comes along, you can identify the next one a little bit easier because, oh, yeah, you got the same traits as those last 20. That's it. That's what you know. That's not what you share with them. You guys got me? Some of this is for your own knowledge. So the point is be very tactful and just kind of approach people. And by the way, don't analyze everybody so much. They used to talk about analyzation leads to paralyzation. When you analyze, don't analyze people so much that you paralyze the whole situation where now you're paralyzed and you're so gun shy of even being a good coach. You guys got me? It's all a fine line. Be a good, strong coach, but be very tactful with what you say to these people and be tactful with the words that you use. I'll give you an analogy of what you can replace the "you need to do this," right? Wouldn't y'all, Earl, I got on the phone with you and said, well, maybe you're different because you know me and is it's different because now me and Earl, we've been together 3 years. He knows me. I know him. It'd be a little bit different than if I'm talking to hold on, Monica's. It'd be a little bit different than if I'm talking to a brand new person that didn't know my personality in the first 2 and 3 months than it is me talking to a seasoned person like Earl that knows me. But even if I'm talking to Earl saying, Earl, you need to do this, and Earl, you need to do that, and Earl, you need to do this, you need to do this, you really need to do this. At some point, he's going to start having some feelings in his stomach like, okay, enough of the you need to do this. For real, because it's going to push a button at some point. And it's going because he was told that when he was young. You need to do this. You don't need to do that, whatever. So anyway, long story short, what I would replace it, instead of you need to do this, replace it with we instead of you. Okay. So I'll give you an example. When Bob was just starting in the business and I was trying to get him to his first STS, and he worked like second shift, and he had to work the next day, and he had to fly to Dallas, and it was just going to be a difficult thing for him to get to the STS because I was signing him up on a Wednesday, but the STS was that weekend, like 2 days away. Oh yeah, it was that quick. And so what I was telling Bob after he shared all the well, it's going to be difficult because I work third shift or second shift, and I can't get off, and all this other stuff. I said, I understand all that. I said, I appreciate you sharing that with me. And I did. Okay, so be sincere with what you say to people. I appreciate you sharing that with me. I said, but one thing that I'd like to do is go back to what you shared with me earlier. And you said that you wanted this, and you said that you wanted that, and you wanted to do this full time and make a career level income. And these are the reasons why. So based on what you've shared with me, Bob, you want those things out of the business. Here's what I can share with you. We need to do whatever we need to do to figure out a way to get you to this STS in Dallas this weekend. You guys see how that might land differently than saying you need to figure out whatever you need to figure out to do to get yourself to Dallas this weekend. Man, I softened it up so much. I said, we need to figure out whatever we need to figure out to make sure that we can get you here to Dallas this weekend. Wow. One word from you to we. We need to figure out whatever we need to figure out to make sure that we get you to Dallas this weekend. Do you guys see the difference? Go ahead, Earl.
I remember you dealing with me the first year I signed up. And I just go back because I deal with it now, quote unquote, deal with it, with more than one people.
Karma.
You say karma, right?
Karma, yeah.
But the thing is, I remember telling Renita this story because she was like, be patient with me. I say, Renita, trust me. I'm extremely patient. So I'm extremely patient because I remember when I was new. Okay. So that's another thing, guys. Always remember before you became. Always remember before you became who you are now. And remember that it's going to take people time to get through the process, because there was a whole year, a lot of you may not know this story. There was a whole year I was basically just on the products for a whole year. But I did tell Glenn, hey, if these products work, I am going to be interested to build the business. But I had a lot of things going on, whatever. And he would always try to get me to an event. And I remember I was taking an exam, and he never made me feel bad. He never made me feel bad. I remember him being an expert at always communicating with me in a way that, okay, he's letting me know how important it is. And I've always watched Glenn too, being expert storyteller. There's a lot of times he'll implement, okay, well, this is what happened to such and such, and this person went, and this is what happened to them. Something like that. Or, okay, well, Earl, based on what you share with me, if that's what you want to do, you want to build this business, then, man, you got to see. I remember him telling me about Keegan serving a long time ago. And he was like, man, this kid is the personal development. Now this kid's like press team. It's insane what he did. You remember those personal development books you showed me a long time ago? That's what this kid did. And I remember that. And I didn't go to that event, right? But at the same time, he still kept a relationship, because this is going to happen. Because, like, for example, I had 5 people at this event, but what y'all don't know, I had 5 people that didn't make it, okay? And 5 people that made it, but 5 people that didn't make it, okay? So the 5 people that didn't make it, this is very important for your business, okay? I did not make them feel bad for missing the event, even though I know it was important for them to be there as soon as possible, but I never made them feel bad, for missing the event. And I promote JKO, absolutely. But that's very important. So because if he would not have been patient with me for an entire year, that would not have made it possible for where we are today and where we're going. So that's because you never know who somebody's going to become. Just because they're not a certain way right now. And I'll share a story with the last STS, and Renita knows who I'm talking about, is Jerry Graham. Jerry Graham, he had quit the business after becoming a higher level in the company. But his sponsors, Jill Addy and Mark Addy, they stayed friends with him. They stayed helping him feel comfortable or whatever. Just, still friendship with, kept building the business. But then he came back because he felt comfortable with them. Yeah. And wanted to go to become a press team member. So you never know what people are going to become. So always remember that that's extremely important. It's going to become, we're human beings, because somebody doesn't come, you're going to feel a certain way. So, but trust me, you never know those people are going to come. Be patient with them, because just be patient with them too.
No, well said. And a couple of things on that. You had 5 new people that came, 5 others that didn't. Right. You guys see the formula? Because not all the people that you invite there or tell the importance of being there, why it's important to be there. Not all of them are going to come, are they? Some of them got jobs. Some of them got family. Some of them got to be at a wedding that they couldn't get out of. Some of them are legit excuses. And then some of them are just friggin' lazy. Let's admit it. Not all of them are legit excuses, but some are legit excuses. If you got a relationship with your people, at least you know what's going on, and you can kind of decipher through the nonsense versus the stuff that makes sense as a coach, as long as you can get them comfortable with sharing what's important to them, what they want, what they don't want, what they're willing to do, whatever. You guys got me? So, so the moral to his story there is, if he had only invited 5, guess how many he might have had there? Well, he could have only invited the 5 that didn't show. What if he invited that group and that was where he stopped? Right? Then he would have had nobody there. And how would he have felt? Right? But so it's about numbers. You have to have enough numbers on your side. And here's the other thing. Like with Earl, with him taking a year before he okay. Actually, Earl had some legitimate stuff. It wasn't that Earl was just putting me off and giving me a line. You can tell when people do that. But Earl had a legitimate thing. He had a full-time job in Arlington. And I remember being on the phone, plus a little baby, brand new little baby that he's dealing with. So I remember being on the phone with Earl, having empathy for his situation. Genuine empathy. I'm like, wow. Yeah, little baby. Wow. An hour to drive to Arlington in the morning, and an hour to get home, you know? And by the way, wife is always traveling for her work, always out of town, so he's got the baby. I'm going, yeah, I got it. Like, I got it. That's, yeah, clear. I got it. That's yeah, I got it. I got it. Empathy. But then you got to go back to as a coach, and then you got to go, pull from some of those people that had a lot going on and had 4 kids and had this and had that, and somehow, some way they figured it out. And so then you go back to, I said, yeah, I got that situation is difficult. Okay. And I'm not trying to invalidate that situation, because geez, the more you talk, the more grateful I feel about my life. You remember me saying stuff like that, Earl? For real.
Yeah.
I said,
I remember you talking about, I don't have to
traffic.
Driving traffic. You told me, I remember that story.
Tell me about that traffic and tell me about this. I'm going, geez, how lucky am I?
Yeah.
Like, for real. You're making me feel like I got it made over here. And not to make him feel bad. I ain't trying to make you feel bad, but so I got you. I got that empathy, right? But then you got to come back and buckle up as a business coach and say, yeah, I got that, but here's what we need to do. You, not you. Here's what we need to do. Let's chew on this for a minute. Let's give this some thought. I said, and by the way, we might not have the 100% perfect solution on the telephone call here today. You remember me saying things like that? Because it's true. We might not have the 100% solution right on this call. But what I can say is, based on the things that you've shared that you want in the past, and we just confirmed that you still want those things, based on those things, here's what I do know for sure. We need to do whatever we need to do to figure out how we can get you to the SDS, to the LDW, to get you plugged into the system. Because without that, there is no way humanly possible at the gym I can tell you how to build this business. Because at the gym, he would come by and we talk for 20 minutes, and I'd be doing my set, and I'd be out of breath, and I'm unprepared, and I'm saying probably some things that I shouldn't be saying because I'm all amped up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going, we need to be in a business environment so I'm correct too, so I can be correct. You know what I mean? You catch me during my workout when I'm all like crazy, music is going, and then you want to talk business. I'm going, so you follow me? So I let him know I can't. It's not possible for me to teach you the things, at those little 15, 20-minute, 30-minute talks that we have in the gym. You ain't going to learn from me the things that you're going to learn at the official trainings. And then I would say, does that make sense to you, Earl? Does that make sense to you? I would always get like, what's it called? Confirmation. I'd get confirmation that he's paying attention, that it does make sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I would let him know also, I mean, inside of that, I'm not like, I used to tell people this all the time. I used to say, listen, I'm not David Copperfield. I says, I can't pull rabbits out of hats and, you know, make things disappear. I'm not a magician, you know, so that's why you need to be plugged into the system. You guys got me? So that's number one. So replace you need to do this, you need to do that with we need, if it's going to try to get need out of it. But what we need to do is figure out how we can manage your schedule so we can get you involved into the training structure, into the support structure. That way we're going to have our best chance of you having tremendous success. How about something like that?
Yeah, and I remember we would genuinely go through the process of, you would genuinely try to help us helping me figure it out.
Yeah. You know, you do that. But when you're sincere, when you're sincere with your people, that stuff is easy. But the big thing is being conscious of that stuff. It's a we thing. It's not a you thing. It's a we thing. It's not a you thing. Okay. There was one other thing on that. It was important. Then I'm done with that. What was it? I done forgot. Anybody else want to jump in before we start to segue out of this? There was an important thing though, but let me give somebody else. Go ahead, Alcy.
Were you trying to? Did you raise your hand, Alcy?
So yeah, I mean, I was just soaking in on everything, especially that hour, because that's something that I've definitely been saying. Like with the girl Mary Bush that became a distributor this month from a preferred member, is I used to just go to her job every day and just go up there and talk to her, and I'd be like, one day we gonna stop eating Twix, and one day we gonna stop eating Cokes, and cause I kind of learned that early on to not say you, because I didn't want to be told you. So that was great that you said that. And then, you know, pretty much with the stages, man, just everything you're saying, I just was soaking it in, is because you get them in those stages, and then if you don't stay focused on how Earl said, asking them questions, the checklist, and the first thing on the checklist is, did you have your shake? And then what type of shake? How did you like that shake? And did you take your tabs? And you don't even need to talk about, have you, bought an STS ticket? Have you inboxed anybody? Have you talked to anybody? We don't have anything to talk about, so you really can kind of close it at that, which was great, Earl, because sometimes I would, if I have an old person, an older distributor has been doing it as long as I've been doing it, for a year or so, I would not ask that question. So that was great, because I could shut the front door pretty much once I figure out you're not even drinking the shake. And pretty much just, what you said, Glenn, is I feel like they always come back, especially once you keep growing. As you said, who you are right now in the business, you won't be that person next year in the business, because you're going to become a different person. And I have seen, since I've been going on my own personal development journey, I have older people coming back and new different people that I was like, oh my God, I would have never probably attracted them if I wouldn't have found out why I was throwing tantrums, right? And so, see, I really can talk to people and break their barriers fast with that when I get pulled back, because I'm like, what's really your problem? Like, because I'm like, I didn't even say anything to you.
So you said what was really what?
Like, what's really your problem? Say, for instance, you get you just talking to somebody, you get lashed back, and you just like, what? Wait, what went wrong? I'd be like, what's really going on? And then I would refer to myself, because I know I used to feel this type of way, and I just went off on the first person. And then you'll get them, well, and then you just listen, because once you get that well, then you'll really find out what's going on, and then you really can help them personally develop first. That's like my main thing, because if I can get you here, if I can help you mentally, then everything else is easy peasy lemon squeezy. You know, you're gonna drink the shakes, you're gonna work out with me, you're gonna do whatever I'm doing because I really impacted your life by helping you change your philosophy. So that kind of be my main focus is just figuring out how these people feel and why they feel like that. And I actually have a girl just text me and like she dropped my heart, man, because I let Morgan read it. She just was like, she always say how depressed she is and how so insecure she is. She got a little result, amazing little result. And she was like, I don't really see it. Blah, blah, blah. My husband support me. He's not supporting me now. And I'm just so tired. And I'm just like, okay, why you always feel like that? Because I know I used to feel abandoned. And when I felt abandoned, I used to want to be accepted a lot. And so everybody's opinion mattered. I'm like, is that what you feeling? Of course. Well,
Wow.
and boom. She sent me a text and was like, well, this happened and this was great and this happened. She was like, and you know what? You are so right. I'm going to be a coach in 2 weeks. You got my word because I want to help somebody else do what you helped me do. And people already look up to me, but I'm just so blah, blah. And I'm just like, aha. So, you know, that's kind of my thing. I try to see where their mind at. And that was always my philosophy. I just wasn't doing it in the way that it should be done. I needed to do more growing myself. But to me, it's all, of course, to everybody, but especially for me, it's always, then of course, we just connected with the shake. Because what I hear from the stage is people will quit the shake, but they won't quit a person. And that's what I feel about what happened with Mary. If I wouldn't have, you know, just been going up there just to talk to her and see what was really going on, she wouldn't end up like, hey, coach, I lost 14 pounds. I never lost that much weight in my life. I feel so great. And she just ordering her products and being consistent with her products. And I'm just like so happy because Mary will be in the morning at 4 a.m., you know, with Reese's. And I'm just like, one day, Mary, we're going to get it together. And so to see Mary killing it, Mary, you freaking fantastic, girl. You better keep going. So, yeah, you know, it's pretty awesome. And I appreciate you guys, man, because you guys really just kind of like tie everything together for me every time I hop on these calls. So I'm super grateful for you.
No, man. Appreciate you.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. I'm telling you, and isn't that like what happened with her? When you look back on it and you look at other relationships that you might have had or still have, you go, oh my God, it's so easy. It's so easy. I'm telling you, there's only a half a dozen, maybe, I don't know, depending on if you're a man or a woman, you know, but there's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things that you all have in common with all these people that are going through their psychological stuff or going through their baggage stuff or going through their difficulty stuff or whatever. Because guess what? You might have went through some of that too, or you might still be going through it. And if you, and when you can use the feel, felt, found philosophy, I understand how you feel, and be sincere though. You got to be sincere. Don't use these things as techniques, of course. Be sincere with them. Connect with them on an emotional level. Feel what they're going through, but also have enough strength inside of you to be the lion or the lioness to show them the way to the promised land. I appreciate you sharing that with me. I know that's a difficult situation. Matter of fact, I went through a very similar situation like that, and it messed me up. It tore me up. If it did. I'm giving you a hypothetical. Don't lie to them. You know what I mean? Or you could say, my brother went through something very similar. Another one of my clients went through something very similar like that. And I'm telling you, she was messed up. So I know what you're going through. So if it happened to you, then empathize that way. But there's always going to be somebody else. Oh, I had my mom. She went through something like that, depression. Or this person went through something, got her leg broke, just like you did. You guys, find something that's relatable that you can have empathy about. So I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. Felt. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. But let me tell you what I found. and then you show them how we solved it or how we worked through it or how I helped my other customer work through their stuff or whatever. So the main thing is what you're doing is empathy. Now, I wrote down when Alcee started talking what I couldn't remember when Earl was talking. Couple things here. If somebody's not going your way, let's say they didn't come to the STS but they still got a good potential, or they didn't take their products but they still got good potential, and you don't give up on them immediately. You don't give up on them on the first strike. You don't give up on them the second strike. Even if they strike out, you might give them a bonus inning. You might give them an extra strike. You know what I mean? But at some point, but here's the long and the short of it. Okay, if you have enough other business happening, then you're not so like reliant and dependent and desperate for that person.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear what I just said?
Yeah.
So this is whether you're inviting somebody to the SDS, whether it's a new distributor that's supposed to come to the SDS that you had your hopes up on. You know how many times I've had, this person's coming. They've already signed up in the business. I'm coming. The SDS is happening. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Because some of y'all don't know, we used to have tab team meetings at 7:30 a.m. Tab team training, 7:30 a.m. 7:30 a.m. That's when our tab team trainings were. You know what I'm saying? And then the general session starts at 9 o'clock. And where's my person? Where's my new person? Oh, they ain't here. Okay, maybe they're going to be late. 10 o'clock rolls around. They ain't here. 11 o'clock. They ain't here. Did I get depressed? Yes. Well, I learned how not to get depressed for 3 weeks. I get depressed for about 3 minutes. Damn, I really want that person. Oh my God, that person's missing Garen Jones. What? You get depressed because of what you know they're missing. Oh my God, this is what that person needed to hear. Woo! That's why you get depressed.
Yeah.
But here's the point. If you got 5 more new people there, it helps the pain a little bit, right? It helps the pain. So if you've got enough action going on, enough people, enough distributors, enough members, enough customers, lots equal lots, then you don't get so jacked up and disappointed when one of your people doesn't actually do what they said they told you they were going to do. Doesn't honor their commitment or their word or whatever. You guys understand that philosophy? So in a nutshell, in closing, what does that mean your job is? Your job is massive action, because massive action equals massive production. Massive action and massive production equals massive results and massive movement up the marketing plan. Okay? A little equals a little, more equals more, lots equals lots. So your job is to fill that freaking pipeline. Fill that freaking pipeline. Fill that freaking pipeline and go. And start looking at the people, putting a little test on them. Are they doing what you say that we should do? Are they doing that? Are they following directions? They're not yet? Okay, great. They're more of a baby. They're still in diapers. No problem. Don't kick them out the door. Don't send them away to a foster family. No, love on them a little bit. Let them know that you're there. But don't be so reliant on them and desperate and dependent on them, because obviously their nature is showing up. And right now, they ain't teachable and they ain't coachable for whatever reason. And maybe you need to be a better coach and have a conversation with them for 15 or 20 minutes and reestablish if what they told you whenever they signed up, reestablish it if they still want that stuff. Does that make sense?
I have a serious nugget about this. Monica said about when you guys were going for president's team, what I did for the STS was instead of sending just text, Monica made a comment a while back. It just came to me. And she's like, I was on the call I was on the phone even to that night calling people.
Midnight, Friday night before the SDS.
Before the SDS, I was hitting people up. Like and it made it easy too, because you just mentioned about the funnels. Because Alcee, y'all got the nutrition club going and all this kind of stuff and the challenges. And been teaching this to Renita, which I learned from you guys, obviously. The next event is always the biggest event. The next event is always the biggest event. So when you're taking these people through these channels, you got, like right now, the next thing, we got Dance Fit, and we got a challenge going on and all this kind of stuff. Taking people through these channels, that's where the relationship is building, where if I call at that time, it ain't that, it could be, right? So that, but that's what I did. Instead of just sending text messages and all that, I mean, I was on the phone like it was like crazy, you know, because I just had to get people to this event. And like same thing with JKO. Speaking of JKO, let's get up for Renita, who got two tickets, had a guest there, and
hey, now the only thing the only thing that I'll share with Renita, you noticed how I use share instead of tell Renita. Replace those words. The only thing I'll share with Renita, not tell Renita, is Renita, we need to do whatever we need to do to make sure that you take advantage of those free tickets and make sure that we are all sitting together at that January kickoff.
Yeah.
How does that sound? That sound like a plan?
Yeah.
She's let me unmute you. Hold on.
Hey, I'm sorry. The phone kind of went in and out at that last part, Glenn. What did you say again? Repeat that.
I got to repeat all that great stuff?
No, just that the only thing I'm going to share with Renita, and that went in and out.
Oh, the only thing I'm going to share with Renita, and I said, you noticed I said share, not tell.
Right.
I'm not going to tell Renita. Renita, the only thing I'll share with you is that we need to do whatever we need to do to make sure that you get those free tickets and we all sit together at that January kickoff, because it's going to be the most unbelievable, life-changing event that you've ever been a part of. And the January kickoff sets up the entire freaking year. And I can't even believe how lucky you are. But by the way, luck tends to favor the bold. Luck, the harder you work, the luckier you get. So you got those tickets for a reason. So I can't wait till we're all sitting together at the January kickoff, Renita.
Yeah. All right.
I did that as an exercise. Not once did I say you need to be at that January kickoff. I did that as an exercise. You guys got that? Practice language like that. Practice language like that. Because you see, even when you slip up, if you slip up, because you will, because I slip up, but I correct myself too. At least I'm, aware enough to myself, right? Yeah. But bottom line, you'll slip up from time to time, and you'll say you need to do this. And if you're ever in person and you do that with somebody, watch their body language. Watch their body language. Notice their body language, how they kind of step back a little bit or shut down a little bit. You'll notice their body language. So try to start replacing those words. Be conscious of them. At the same time, be conscious, but don't be to the point where you analyze yourself and paralyze yourself. Don't analyze yourself to the point where you're not powerful. You guys got me? Be powerful. People need leadership. People need guidance. People need support. People need inspiration, and you're the one. You're the one. You're the one to show up and be the light for that person. You're the one that's going to lead them to the promised land. If you ain't leading them to the promised land, who is? Maybe their pastor. Maybe they go to church on Sunday, but that's not like they're not going to get financial stuff from that. Right? This is a vehicle where they're going to get it all. They're going to get the health. They're going to get the wealth. They're going to get the inspiration. They're going to get the spirit. They're going to get everything inside them. You got to be there for them. You got to be their light. You got to be their strength. You got to bring it. You got to be their friend. You got to be there loving them, hugging on them. But at the same time, some expectations on them. It is give and take. It is give and take. It is give and take. At some time in the relationship, let them know, because you can let them know, depending on if you develop that love and that connection and that bond and that relationship with them. At some point, you can let them know what you expect from them. By the way, I would never let somebody know what I expect from them before I let them know what they can expect from me. You guys get what I just said?
I'm writing that down.
That's all.
Hold on, y'all froze up. I didn't know if y'all got. Could y'all hear what I just said?
Yeah, that was amazing. We got it.
So that's a big one right there. I mean, we'll end, but that's a big one. I always let people know you can expect from me, because it's effort for effort. Here's what you can expect from me. I'll be there for you every step of the way. I told Bob this. I'll tell everybody this when the time is right. I don't tell everybody this if the timing is not right. I don't waste it all on somebody that is not, if I don't know if it's worth it yet, right? So, but I'll tell people, hey, I'll climb mountains and swim rivers for you. I'll be there for you every step of the way, and I will match you effort for effort. That's what you can count on me. I will always tell you the truth. I will never unknowingly lead you and tell you things that are not in your best interest. Knowingly. You guys got it?
Got it.
That doesn't mean I'm infallible and I ain't gonna make mistakes. I might make a mistake. I might have took too much from parent male factor and a word might have slipped out that offended you. And I got to go back and apologize. And guess what? I have apologized. I'm not too big and bad and bold and whatever to not apologize. I'm a humble servant. And if I offended someone, I am truly sorry. You follow me? So that's okay too. So it's okay to let people know that you screw up too. You know what I mean? That's fine. Because then they go, geez, if that knucklehead can do it, I'm going to get rich. Okay? So you can throw out some disclaimers and stuff, and it even makes people more comfortable. If you're walking around like you all that, like you never make a mistake, I'm not saying like y'all do, I'm just giving you like the analogy or whatever, then people get intimidated. And they go, and some people see through it, by the way, if it's not authentic. You guys got me? So this thing's a lot, here's the nut. This thing is a lot easier than it seems. It's a lot easier than it seems. When you get some of this philosophy, master some of this philosophy, hey, if we just go back to everything that Mark Hughes said, our job is to make people feel great about themselves, make people feel great about us, and make people feel great about Herbalife. Whether they choose to do it or not. You guys got it?
Got it.
That's what Jill and Mark did with Graham. Hey, at some level, they weren't haters all of a sudden just because something in life happened and the guy made whatever decisions. Most people make decisions because at the time it makes sense to them. It makes sense to them at the time. And most of the time you don't know 1/10 of what's going on in their world because they didn't tell you all the drama. Okay? So be the light for them. Make people feel great about themselves. Make people feel great about you. Make people feel great about Herbalife. Okay? And have enough business going on that no matter what they do, positive or negative, you're still going. You're going. I'm going to the promised land, and we're going to be waving the flag from the top or dead on the side. We ain't coming back, baby. That inspires the world right there. That attitude with humbleness, with servitude. You guys got it? And we're off. We're off to the races. It is December 13th. You guys know this is it. 2-minute warning is now. We're going to have Christmas. It's going to be a distraction for 2 or 3 days. The 24th, 25th, 26th for the marketplace in general. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? Double up now. Double up now. Double up now. Be in 2-minute warning now. Remember, your January, February, and March is dependent on what you do from now until the end of this month. You'll have an explosion. You'll have an explosion. You'll have an explosion at the JKO. You'll have an explosion in the first quarter. And the last thing that I'm going to say, I was thinking about this the other night. I'm sure this has crossed y'all's mind too. Houston is coming up faster than y'all know. Houston is coming up faster than y'all know. Do y'all know it's only 7 months away? It's exactly 7 months away. It's like on the 9th, 10th, and 11th, something like that, right? 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, something like that in July. It's exactly 7 months away. Do you know that's 2 90-day plans plus a month? 2 90-day plans in a month. Come on. It's coming up faster than you know. Y'all can be walking across that stage getting that get team. You can. You can. And that's all within your control. You can. But I'm telling you, massive action will produce it. You understand? Massive action will produce it. So many customers that you're pulling your hair out trying to service them. So many potential preferred members and so many potential distributors and distributors signing up that you're going, what the H is going on here? I don't know if I wish I had 30 hours in a day. Guess what? You don't. You have to double up on products and get 5 hours of sleep and work 18 hours a day. You'll be walking across that stage at the NRG Stadium in front of 45,000 screaming fans. And it'll be the experience of your lifetime that you'll be able to look back on. And it'll be the platform that will launch you to the president's team in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Some of you might get there in 2, some 3, some 4, some 5. Who cares how long it takes? But all of y'all will be wearing diamonds, all based on the next 7 months marching towards Houston. But where does that leave us? That leaves us on December 13th, where we are right now. December is a very important month. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Me and Monica, we ain't having no big Christmas. We ain't having no big Christmas. No. Focus, 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 focus. I ain't getting sucked into all that marketplace stuff, what's going on out there. No, 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 no. Business, 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 business. It's our future. Our future depends on it. Y'all, we need to be there for y'all too. We need to be like this for y'all too. You guys got it? So y'all be like that for your people. Be like this for your people. Blinders on. Mission state mentality. Your people rely on you. They depend on you. Whether they tell you or not, they look to you for inspiration and leadership. They might not tell you, but they do. They see you. They see what you're doing or not doing. They feel from you what you're doing or not doing, how excited you are, your vision of the future. Okay? You inspire so many people that don't even tell you that they're getting inspired. You guys keep that in mind. Y'all see that stuff on Instagram all the time. People writing those quotes about all the people that are watching you, that you inspire, but they don't even tell you until later. You guys got me? People are watching. And we're going to be coming into January, and what's the #1 New Year's resolution? You know it. You know it. It's losing weight. What's the #2 resolution? It's either making money or quit smoking, depending on if you're a smoker or a money maker. You know what I mean? So lose weight, quit smoking, make money. Lose weight, make money, quit smoking. You can do it all in Herbalife, baby. And take years off your life and have a great time doing it. How's that sound? Sound like a plan? All right, let's do it. Y'all keep posted up. Keep being you. We love y'all. Make sure your team listens to this call here. We'll get it posted up tonight. We love you guys.
Woo, love you too.
Let's go. Thank
Let's
y'all.
go.